How's it going, everybody? I'm Sam Lee, and welcome to Gaming Instincts. With weeks until the release of The Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog's most ambitious project, some fans feared revisiting such a good story might ruin it. But the same was said about Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, until that title saw the franchise soar to new heights in interactive storytelling. I had the most confidence that the studio would not have returned to this world unless they had strong reasons to. Here are the 5 that make us the most excited to return. At number 5, new enemies evolve the post-apocalypse. Violent factions at war with each other control the territory Ellie will journey across. Bandits and marauders coordinate patrols depending on the player's movements, but the biggest new threat is man's best friend, the canine. Hostile militia groups use dogs to hunt players down, forcing them to stay on the move to remain undetected. Director Neil Druckmann revealed that Naughty Dog wanted to, across the board, make enemies more threatening to raise the tension established in the first game. He mentioned that the Stalker class of infected was underutilized in the first game, and will have more prevalence during Ellie's journey. While discussing the preview demo, Druckmann even refers to the counter as a mini-boss fight. This class of infected is a runner, who is halfway to becoming a clicker, very protective and knowledgeable of its territory. It lurks in wait of an opportune moment to strike. The Shambler is another refined enemy type, a towering infected so overgrown with fungus that it protects him from damage and gives him the ability to poison Ellie with a cloud of spores. These infected spores force you to employ the tools of stealth and evasion effectively, or spend massive amounts of valuable resources to take down. At number 4, the pressures of survival. The Last of Us has unique gameplay in the sense that not only are players' skills with weapons valued, but also how much you scavenge resources. To overcome the Wasteland's challenges, players must scrounge for materials to craft items that require the same resources, setting up situations that require interesting decisions in the middle of combat. These decisions immerse players into Ellie's journey. Do they make an extra medkit in case they're wounded, or create a Molotov to kill 3 infected at once? 2 new items players will be able to craft are special ammo types and a silencer for the pistol. The theme of living with your decisions extends to the upgrade system, which has been adjusted to accommodate Ellie's unique survival skills. Entire upgrade branches of the skill tree can be discovered throughout the world as magazines. These allow players to define and hone their playstyle in addition to unlocking crafting recipes. Even the most diligent players can't fully unlock every skill, further emphasizing the importance of your long-term decisions. At number 3, Ellie's shoes feel different than Joel's. Ellie is much smaller than Joel, allowing for a more nimble gameplay style than the previous game. This means brute forcing through situations with your fists is a less viable option, but allows for more varied stealth. Ellie has a jump, allowing players to utilize elevation to their advantage during combat scenarios or avoid them altogether. The introduction of a prone stance to Ellie's skill set brings along with it analog stealth. Tall grass can obscure enemy vision at a distance. Trucks or collapsed buildings offer crawl spaces that can be used to evade enemies, but not for long, as they now have the ability to check under crawl spaces. Cracks between structures that Ellie can fit in are called squeeze-throughs. These offer flanking positions or hidden resources for players observant enough to notice them. Ellie's more agile stature introduces the dodge mechanic, allowing players to evade incoming attacks. The dodge offers a chance to counterattack enemies, but also makes running from hairy situations more viable. While these movement abilities will help with combat encounters, they also allow bigger and more fleshed out environments. Sitting at number 2, expanded environments. Ellie has gotten a few basic movement abilities that make exploration feel as natural as the first game, with an expanded scope. Rope lets players access new areas, hidden resources, and side narratives. Horseback riding gives players a chance to roam open sections of terrain, while flooded streets can only be accessed with a boat. In the 5 years since the last game, Ellie has finally learned how to swim, letting players effortlessly travel smaller bodies of water. Co-game director Anthony Newman detailed the environments have been expanded so much that entire scripted sequences and combat encounters have been hidden off to the side for diligent players, giving the world a sense of consequence and discovery to exploration that is only found in video games. And finally, at number 1, the continuation of a story. The first game was so strong it stood on its own. It introduced us to the world and its characters through their harrowing journey as they trekked across the wasteland into a completely new place physically and emotionally. While the first game focused on how love can lead to a selfish act, this game focuses on how close that emotion is related to rage and how far people will go to bring retribution to those they loved. Ellie never expected to have much to show for in life, but through her first journey, she gained a sense of place with the community. Sadly, we'll never get to know how she'd live peacefully, as a horrific event changed her and sent her on a path toward vengeance. This has been Gaming Instincts, and we'll see you soon.
If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, subscribe if you want, and make sure to check out our website over at gaminginstincts.com for more gaming content from an unbiased perspective.